everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Chemistry Concepts. Today we will discuss more about relative atomic mass, relative isotopic mass and average atomic mass. Let's start the class. In the previous class, we discussed concept of relative atomic mass and comes to the definition that the relative atomic mass of an element is the mass of one of its atom relate to 1/12 the mass of one atom of carbon-12. But we have to know more about what is the mass of an element that is written here. What we have to take the mass. Let me elaborate this with some example. My first example is of magnesium. We know that mass number of magnesium is 24. That is 12 number of neutron plus 12 proton, that is 24. But have you ever noticed in periodic table, you will find out that mass number of Mg is written as 24.305. What is this? Do you know why? Because this is a relative atomic mass. It will be slightly different from the mass number as you calculated by adding the number of neutrons and number of proton. So how come this number? Yes, for that you have to calculate the average atomic mass of magnesium, and for that we have to put the mass of magnesium atom which will be compared with the mass of 1/12 of carbon-12 atom. But we know that magnesium exists in three isotopic form: Mg24, Mg25 and Mg26. These are the isotopes. So the question arises that while calculating the AR, that is relative atomic mass of magnesium, what we have to put here? Either we should write 24 or 25 or 26. The answer is, for that we have to calculate AAM, that is average atomic mass of magnesium, and it will taken in the ratio of 1/12 of mass of one atom of C12. Let's understand the average atomic mass. What is the average atomic mass? For this, take example of chlorine. You know that chlorine has two isotopes. Isotope 1 is chlorine 35 and second is chlorine 37. The only difference is the number of neutron present in chlorine 35 is 18, while the number of neutron present in chlorine 37 is 20. This is the representation of the electrons, orbit-wise representation. In chlorine 35, there are 18 neutrons in the nucleus, while in chlorine 37, there are 20 neutrons in the nucleus. So our main aim is to calculate the average atomic mass. So what will be the average atomic mass in this case? These two isotopic form, that is chlorine 37 and chlorine 35, will exist as a mixture in nature. The percentage abundance of chlorine 37 is 24.24%, while the percentage abundance of chlorine 35 is 75.76. It means in the sample, the percentage of chlorine 37 is this and the percentage of chlorine 35 is this. So the question arises again, what should we take the atomic mass of chlorine? Whether we should take 35 or we should take 37. For that we have to calculate the average atomic mass. The average atomic mass will be calculated by this formula. The formula is summation of Qi into Mi upon summation of Qi. What is Qi? Qi is the relative abundance of an isotope of the element, this relative abundance. And what is Mi? Mi is the isotopic mass. These. And remember one thing, the unit that the come out of average atomic mass will be AMU, or it is simply denoted by U. Now let's take the example number 1. Here in this table, there are isotope written, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37, and in the here the isotopic mass and relative abundance is given. The isotopic mass will be denoted by Mi and the relative abundance is denoted by Qi. Isotopic mass for chlorine 35 is 34.969 and for chlorine 37 is 36.966, and relative abundance for chlorine 35 is 75.76 and for chlorine 37 it is 24.24. So how can we calculate the average atomic mass of chlorine? For that, I told you we have to do like this, summation of Qi into Mi divided by summation of Qi. Now let's see. In chlorine 35, the isotopic mass is 34.96. So what we have to do? We have to multiply Qi and Mi. So what is the Qi for Cl5? The Qi is 75.76 into isotopic mass. Isotopic mass is 34.969. And now it's summation. Summation with the summation means we have to take another isotope. What is the other isotope? The other isotope is chlorine 37. So add this way, chlorine 37 have relative abundance of 24.24 multiplied by isotopic mass. Isotopic mass of chlorine 37 is 36.966, and you have to divide it by the summation of Qi. Summation of Qi, that is 75.76 and 24.24. It will always come out to be 100 because you have taken the percentage. Out of 100, the percentage is 75.76, and out of 100, the percentage of Cl37 is 24.24. By solving this with the help of calculator or by solve by yourself, the answer will be this 35.45. It is the same number which is written in the periodic table. In the periodic table, you have seen it is written Cl35452. It is a average atomic mass or average atomic mass or relative atomic mass. You will find that the value of average atomic mass will always equal to the value of relative atomic mass. As you see in the example, average atomic mass of chlorine, we have calculated the average atomic mass of chlorine. It comes out to be 35.4523 AMU. It is AMU. Notice the unit is AMU. While in this case where we are calculating AR, that is relative atomic mass, how can we calculate? 35.4523 AMU. That is, this is the average atomic mass of chlorine divided by 1/12 of mass of one atom of C12. And we all know that the mass of one atom of C12 is 12 AMU. So how can we find the result? The result will be same 35.45 in numerically it is same value, or you can also write 4523, but I have written 35.45. But the only difference is this, that it has a unit, it doesn't. In relative in relative atomic mass, there will be no unit because this unit will cancel out. So the answer will be only the numeric value. There will be no unit. This is the main difference between these two. Finally, the AR is the average mass of an atom relative to 1/12 of mass of one atom of C12. Now, I think it's clear that how average atomic mass is calculated from isotopic mass and relative abundance of isotopes present, of isotopes of element present, and by the help of average atomic mass, we can calculate the relative atomic mass. One thing is more, we have to be clear in mind that relative atomic mass has no unit. Now let's come to the another topic, that is relative isotopic mass. It's all are nearly same, only the difference is that in relative atomic mass, the mass of one atom of an isotope. There are many isotopes, as I told you. For example, oxygen has one isotope of 16. Oxygen 16 is one of the isotope. So if we take only oxygen 16, it has relative isotopic mass of 16, because here we have to put the mass of one atom of O16 isotope, and we will take the ratio, or we will compare it with reference. This reference, what is the reference? The reference is the same, 1/12 of the mass of the one atom of carbon 12. So we can say that O16 has relative isotopic mass of 16. In the same way, I told you chlorine has two isotopes, isotope 35 and isotope 37. So if we calculate the relative isotopic mass of chlorine 37, then what we have to put? We have to put 37. Then the Cl37 has relative isotopic mass of 37. It will comes in, basically it will comes as a isotopic, as a number. Cl37 has 37 isotopic mass, relative isotopic mass. Likewise, we can calculate the relative isotopic mass of other element also. How can we represent relative atomic mass? Its representation is by IR, as AR is the representation of relative atomic mass. For relative isotopic mass, it can be represented by IR. So I think these terms are now clear in your mind. What is relative atomic mass? What is average atomic mass? And what is relative isotopic mass? In the next video, we will take relative molecular mass and relative formula mass. Thanks for watching. See you in my next class. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.